Hello and welcome to a new video on the channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about 5 keyboards that I bought off of Amazon. As the title would suggest, these are more budget friendly keyboards. I basically just searched into Amazon mechanical keyboards, bought whatever came up just to make this video. One of them is the one that I actually do use generally and it popped up on the search, so there you go. That one is the more expensive one out of all 5 of these keyboards, but I'll be going in order of which one I found the worst to best, so make sure to stick around to the end because there's 2 on here that kind of did surprise me, and then the one that I've got as my main one. So yeah, let's get into this. Alrighty, so the first keyboard on this list is the Hoopond 60% wireless keyboard. There isn't really a particular name to it on Amazon. It basically just ends up saying 60% mechanical keyboard, mini, obviously. So 4 of these are all 60% keyboards, which doesn't surprise me too much. But in terms of the actual feel of this keyboard, don't really like the factor that it's got a mixture of keys, for example. So basically you get a really harsh mechanical sound pretty much on the entire outside of the keyboard, and then on the actual interior keys, so you know, your QWERTY keyboard, it literally just sounds dreadful. And honestly, it's just not a great buy considering it. Like, I honestly wouldn't. It's £30 currently on Amazon, but it retails normally at £38. So yeah, I would not recommend that. And here's a little audio sample now. It's got 3 different height variants, so obviously it's the same as what the last keyboard is, which is the Keychron. So that is one thing going for it. However, one of the main issues as well is there is a wired one, so obviously if you're looking for a wireless keyboard on a budget, this is definitely not the one. That keyboard has red and white switches in it, which again is the reason why it's kind of just a bit off. I'd rather just have the same switch over and over again, which is like the same thing with the second keyboard that I'm going to be talking about. It's not exactly the nicest sounding, but it's at least all the same switch. This next one on the list is a Highwings keyboard. It's a 60% keyboard yet again, and it's got full RGB, and this time it is a Bluetooth. It's a very basic Bluetooth switch at the bottom of the keyboard. When it comes to the adjustability of it, there's not really much going for it. But besides that, when it comes to the actual build quality, it's actually not awful. However, to be honest, considering it costs £40 currently, but it actually retails at £60, that's absurd for this actual piece of junk, to be honest. I'll be honest. In comparison to the second favorite keyboard on this list, which is almost the same price as this brand new when there's no deal going on, and it sounds like this. This keyboard has blue switches in it and just sounds like my Razer Huntsman but smaller, so I guess if I was going for that sort of style, if you like the sound of Razer keyboards, the mass majority of them, and you just want a compact Bluetooth keyboard, then this might be the one for you, but personally, it's just not the one for me. This next keyboard was one that actually really surprised me. Being £37, it is a wired keyboard instead. I don't really understand the point of having a wired keyboard that doesn't just have the wire that plugs directly into it. I guess it just gives you a bit more customization instead. But in terms of sound quality, it actually really surprised me, and it comes very close to the 4th keyboard on this list. In terms of it, it's got a red switch in it and it's got a white and blue design. It's actually quite nice and sleek. I can't deny that. I actually quite like the actual look of this. Maybe it's a little bit too white for me, and to be honest, the actual look on the actual controls, for example, when you're looking at control, tab, shift and all that sort of thing, it all kind of looks like it's been drawn on. So I don't know if that's what they were going for, but personally, again, this is not one that I would personally buy for myself. But if you're looking for an actual decent sounding keyboard, you don't really mind it being wired in, then yeah, honestly, this might be the one. It's a really great value for money. I can't deny that. Just the basic sounds that you can just hear from there, and I'll just give you a little bit of ASMR now. But yeah, with this keyboard, it actually does sound quite nice. I was very surprised. This was the last keyboard to arrive, and I was expecting to make this video, to be honest, not even go through the keyboards and make my overall opinion that this was going to be one of the worst ones. However, I was actually very surprised. That keyboard there is the Magic Refiner made by Magic G, and it's the MK22. So if that's something you're interested in, the links all for these will be in the description below. The next keyboard on this list really surprised me, as I was expecting all of these to come nowhere close to how I feel about my Keychron K2. However, this one really did get there. It's not on the same level, however, personally, if I was going in at a budget and I saw this at the price that it's at currently on Amazon at £50, it normally is at £62.99, but £50 for this keyboard, and considering you can also change these so you can have blue keys all the way across here with red on the sides, or you could have red with the white and so on, or you could just customize it how you like. The sound of this is actually really nice, to the point where me and my girlfriend are considering possibly keeping this one, as she might use this as her own keyboard. Again, it's got one of the basic Bluetooth switches on the back. It's nothing particularly special. You don't have any height adjustment on it, so that's kind of one of the only negative things about it. But besides that, this is what it sounds like with brown switches in. Like I said, this one was a really massive surprise for me. I genuinely was coming into this expecting that all of these would be completely rubbish, and honestly that none of them would even come close for me liking them, but I was really surprised by this Neumann keyboard. So definitely, if this is something that you're interested in and you genuinely want a 60% keyboard that's decent price, at least currently of £50, I probably wouldn't buy this at £62.99, primarily because my next one on this list is the Keychron K2, which is normally £86, around about that, but currently there's deals every now and again going around £70 as well. To be honest, at that value, you might as well go for the Keychron over this one, but if you're wanting to basically stick at about £50 budget for a Bluetooth keyboard that's a very small keyboard and compact, this might be the one for you. Now, the last one on this list is the Keychron K2, which is my personal keyboard just here, and this one here, it retails normally at about £82.99 normally, but sometimes you can get it on a deal for about £70. It'll be linked in the description below, but this keyboard here is honestly a really great entry into mechanical keyboards. It's my current entry into it, and I can't wait to go in further into the hobby. It's a 75% keyboard with red switches in. This is what it sounds like, so you get a rough idea. But yes, besides that, you've got the options to actually change out the keys from it being a Mac keyboard to also a Windows keyboard. I keep the Mac one on because personally I prefer the look of the Mac one, but I do use it a lot of the time on my PC. You can also swap it between Windows and Android to Mac OS and iOS. Then you also have the choice on there as well to plug in a cable. With that, you can just turn it off or use wireless, so you can choose whatever you want. I've got a red coil cable on my desk that I use instead, but yeah, that gives you a rough idea of which keyboards you can go for. These 5 are ones, like I mentioned, that if you just put mechanical keyboard into Amazon, they will pop up pretty much right away, at least they did for me. The Keychron K2 is definitely my winner, but that Neumann keyboard really comes close and surprised me considering the price of it, at least when I bought it. So yeah, that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my first proper keyboard video on this channel. I'm hoping to do more videos in the future, kind of talking about more different things, testing out different keyboards and so on. So yeah, if this was something that you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.